Unseen relics rise from the shadowy past, casting a terrifying spectre over our comprehension of evolution. A unique creature, Suminia, a nightmare representation of ancient terror, comes into existence. The story of Suminia seeps into the marrow of our bones, frightening and perplexing us with its monstrous appearance and macabre hints of its presence. Suminia was a Middle Permian extinct animal that stood out from other species of the time due to a variety of distinctive morphological traits. Suminia's estimated size indicates that it occupied a specific space within its prehistoric ecology, presumably crossing the various topographies with dexterity and adaptation. Due to its small size, it would have been able to move through dense vegetation, climb trees, and investigate other environments in search of food and a place to call home. Suminia's small size and relative insignificance suggest that it may have encountered special difficulties and possibilities in its habitat. Although larger predators would have been a threat, its small stature might have also provided benefits, including improved agility and the capacity to take advantage of various food sources. Suminia's lifestyle, behavior, and interactions with other creatures are still the focus of ongoing scientific study and discovery. Suminia has a strong, compact physical shape. Its limbs were placed to the sides, giving the impression that it was in a stance resembling a lizard. Like many tetrapods, Suminia had 4 limbs. These arms were placed on either side of its torso, offering support and stability while it moved. Suminia possessed digits at the tips of each limb that sported razor-sharp claws. These digits were probably employed for a variety of tasks, including grabbing branches, scaling walls, and manipulating things. Sharp claws indicate that Suminia would have been able to dig for food or catch prey. Suminia's limb anatomy shows climbing-related adaptations. Suminia was able to maneuver through arboreal habitats with agility and accuracy thanks to the limb's suitability for grasping and holding onto trees. Suminia would have had access to food sources, escape routes, and possibly shelter in the treetops thanks to this arboreal adaptation. Suminia is thought to have had a relatively small skull compared to its body size. While particular information are lacking, it is believed that the skull had an extended form and a pointed rostrum. Although the precise nature of these adaptations is still unknown, these traits point to adaptations for certain feeding or sensory functions. The skull of Suminia reveals the presence of relatively big eye sockets, pointing to a potential reliance on vision for navigation, hunting, or environmental perception. Without additional information, it can be difficult to draw firm judgments regarding the creature's visual acuity and likely nocturnal or diurnal habits based on just the size of its eye sockets. Suminia's tail was long and thin. In order to stay balanced and agile while navigating through its environment, the tail most likely played a significant role. Scientists continue to study its specific role and adaptations. Suminia's dental structure's characteristics are not well known. Suminia may have had teeth suited to its preferred diet based on closely related species. The incisors, canines, and molars of these teeth may have been evolved for herbivory, carnivory, or omnivory, among other feeding habits. To get a deeper understanding of Suminia's dental morphology, more fossil finds and comparative studies are required. It is reasonable to assume that Suminia had scales covering its body because it was a creature that resembled a reptile. Scales act as a barrier to prevent evaporation, offer protection from predators, and assist in regulating body temperature. However, the available fossil data does not allow for a precise determination of the type and order of these scales. Suminia may have possessed rough skin, similar to the scales on reptiles or the texture of some current mammals. The creature's form being broken up by the roughness against its surroundings may have added to its protection or helped it blend in with its surroundings. Suminia's skin color is still unknown because pigments normally do not endure the process of fossilization. However, it is feasible to hypothesize that Suminia may have had different colors or patterns on its skin given the wide variety of coloration seen in reptiles and other ancient species. These might have been used for thermoregulation, communication, or camouflage. Suminia existed between 270 and 260 million years ago during the Middle Permian epoch. The land masses of Earth were mainly consolidated into the supercontinent known as Pangaea during the Middle Permian. The distribution of ecosystems and climate patterns were significantly impacted by this design. It is thought that the Middle Permian experienced a mainly arid climate with temperature extremes. This reflects a continental climate with a significant amount of dry land and no ocean impact. The existence of specific plant and animal fossils discovered in close proximity to the remnants of Suminia can reveal information about the climatic environment they lived in. For instance, the prevalence of drought-tolerant plants and other adaptations in the flora points to a drier climate, while the existence of arid-adapted reptiles and other species confirms the idea that the climate is continental. Suminia's morphological traits, like its gripping ability and lengthy limbs, have been explained as adaptations for an arboreal habitat. Suminia could climb, move around, and locate supplies in areas with adequate foliage, which are probably forest and woodland settings. Suminia most likely lived in regions with a lot of flora, like forest or woodlands. These environments would have offered an adequate source of food, a probable place to stay, and the chance to climb and move between trees. Suminia would have needed trees and vegetation to support its arboreal lifestyle and to provide for its nutritional and survival needs. Even while Suminia mostly lived in arboreal habitats, it probably had the ability to migrate between trees or through forested areas on land. Although the shape of its limbs and body implies that it had some ability to move on land, its specialization in arboreal activity suggests that it was largely designed for living in trees. Suminia is widely thought to have had a herbivorous or omnivorous diet, meaning it probably devoured plant matter and may have added small animals or invertebrates to its diet as a supplement. This conclusion is based on the presence of specialized climbing-related limb adaptations and the absence of carnivorous dental traits, including big canines or serrated edges, which are frequently linked to carnivorous or predatory animals. Due to the scant fossil record, knowledge of the exact reproductive behaviors and tactics used by Suminia is restricted. Suminia most likely reproduce sexually, fusing the gametes of male and the female animals, as do the majority of vertebrates. This would entail the female producing eggs and the male fertilizing those eggs with sperm. It's possible that Suminia was oviparous, which means that it lay eggs to produce. This conclusion is based on Suminia's reptilian traits and way of life because many reptiles, both living and extinct, are known to lay eggs. The eggs would have been laid in suitable areas of Suminia's habitat, offering an environment safe for embryonic growth. Suminia's extinction, like that of many other prehistoric species, is a topic of ongoing investigation and scientific discussion. Suminia was a prehistoric organism that flourished between 270 and 260 million years ago, during the Middle Permian epoch. Significant changes to the environment occurred throughout the Middle Permian, including variations in the climate, the level of the sea, and geological activity. Changes in these variables may have affected Suminia's habitat, the availability of resources, or the stability of its ecological connections. Suminia's ability to survive may have been altered by variations in the temperature, patterns of precipitation, or the extinction of specific plant species. The Middle Permian period was marked by volcanic activity and associated climate fluctuations. Large volcanic eruptions can release massive amounts of greenhouse gases and aerosols, leading to global climate perturbations. These volcanic events and subsequent climate changes may have had significant impacts on ecosystems, altering habitats, food availability, and overall environmental conditions, potentially contributing to the extinction of Suminia. Volcanic activity and the resulting climate changes characterized the Middle Permian epoch. Massive greenhouse gas and aerosol emissions from large volcanic eruptions can alter the global climate. Suminia may have gone extinct as a result of these volcanic eruptions and the ensuing climate shifts, which may have had a substantial impact on ecosystems and altered habitats, food supplies, and environmental circumstances. So this was all about a unique creature called Suminia. If you want to get more such updates, hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel. Also, let us know in the comment section how you find it. By knowing about unique species, we get an idea of how the world, climate, and wilderness was in historic times. We get to know about several new concepts we never knew ever existed. Did you know that there lived a creature named Ulubegsaurus? Click the video on your screen to know more about it.